So you're thinking of going solar-powered? In this video, we'll explain how does it work, what are the benefits, what your zero energy building score means, and the big why. So how do solar PV and battery systems work? Solar PV, or photovoltaics, converts sunlight into electricity. The sun's light, in the form of photons, strikes a semiconductor cell in the solar panels, which allows a DC electrical current to travel through wires to a box called an inverter, which is mounted behind the panels. These are called microinverters. The inverter transforms the solar DC power into AC, grid power, which then simply connects into your mains electrical system in the house. This system uses microinverters made by Enphase. Each microinverter sends its information to the gateway in the electrical cupboard, which in turn send the information to the dedicated Enphase cloud server, from where it is possible to view energy generation and consumption from the Enphase app or via a browser. The microinverters are also a great way to deal with shading and different light levels in the sky very efficiently. A microinverter system boasts a higher overall electricity yield. In our quest for excellence, we meticulously select solar technology that stands the test of time. Having entrusted Enphase microinverters for the past decade, they are now our #1 choice for solar inverters. By using your solar energy when the sun is shining, you directly offset the need to draw electricity from the grid during those expensive daytime periods. So when the sun shines, you might switch on your washing machine, dishwasher, or electric vehicle. It's all about utilizing your free energy as much as possible to maximize your savings on your electricity bill. Every kilowatt of solar energy you use directly reduces carbon emissions. It's a tangible contribution to combating the environmental crisis. Imagine if every household embraced this approach. We'd move significantly closer to that zero-carbon, zero-energy world we all aspire to. With advanced battery technology, you can store your surplus solar energy to use later, allowing you to power your home through the evening to dawn, giving you solar energy round the clock. The battery will also work in tandem with the solar panels during the day and supplement the solar energy, depending on the home's consumption. The Enphase IQ battery system includes a battery cell pack with integrated IQ microinverters, the same as used with the solar panels, and a battery management system called a BMS. The system uses what's called a gateway and communications kit. The IQ Gateway measures PV production, the battery charge and discharge power, and home energy consumption, and it senses when it is optimal to charge or discharge the battery so that energy is stored when it is abundant and used when it is scarce. The batteries can also be charged from the mains during low-rate times to then be used during high-rate to help further reduce your running costs. A battery is not mandatory for your solar energy system, however. When you generate more than you use, this energy feeds out to the grid, and Guernsey Electricity will pay you a tariff for this exported energy. If you do have a battery, once the storage system is charged, any excess also gets exported to the grid. This exported energy then gets shared with your local community, another feel-good factor. Guernsey generated green energy shared with the island. Because islanders are paid for generating and sharing their energy, it means less energy is having to be purchased from Europe, a great economic gain for the island, as it means this money stays in the local economy instead of going off-island. A zero-energy building, or ZEB, is about how much energy your building can produce on-site using renewable energy, compared to how much energy it consumes. To even begin scoring, a building needs to be fully electric, as heating with oil or gas can't be offset by renewable energy. The ZEB score is rated out of 10 and reflects how much of your home's energy consumption is offset by renewable energy generation. For example, If your solar system generates 10,000 kilowatt-hours annually and your consumption is also 10,000 kilowatt-hours, you'd have a perfect score of 10 out of 10. But let's say your home generates 5,000 kilowatt-hours annually while consuming 10,000 kilowatt-hours. In that case, you'd receive a score of 5 out of 10. Another example could be if your solar system generates 7,000 kilowatt-hours, but your home consumes 15,000 kilowatt-hours annually. That would give you a score of 4.7 out of 10. Even if your home can't reach a full zero-energy status, taking steps to reduce energy consumption and produce your own power can dramatically improve your building's efficiency. Although Guernsey doesn't yet have an official energy rating system like this, we believe it's a crucial step in moving towards a carbon zero future. That's why we've provided you with a score that reflects how close your home is to achieving zero energy status and where there may be room for improvement. Now, imagine if every home in Guernsey achieved an average score of 10 out of 10. While some homes might score less, others could become energy positive, generating more energy than they consume and actually score higher than 10. If every household contributed in this way, we could calculate an average score for the entire island. Reaching an average score of 10 would mean that Guernsey as a whole is zero energy and energy self-sufficient, with homes generating as much or more energy than they consume. This would have a huge impact, not just in reducing individual running costs, but also in contributing to Guernsey's path towards becoming carbon zero. If we work towards this goal, Guernsey could lead by example, showing how communities can transition to a sustainable, energy-independent future. Now, if we think beyond Guernsey and imagine every jurisdiction around the world aiming for zero energy, the results would be profound. As global energy demands continue to rise, the need to generate clean, renewable energy at point of use becomes more urgent. A world where homes, businesses, data centers, and entire villages, towns, and cities produce as much energy as they consume would significantly reduce reliance on carbon-heavy fuels like coal, oil, and gas, as well as controversial options like nuclear energy. The move towards zero energy would dramatically cut greenhouse gas emissions, helping to mitigate the effects of climate change. But it's not just about carbon. Transitioning away from dirty energy sources would mean cleaner air, fewer pollutants in our atmosphere, soil and oceans, and a healthier environment for future generations. In a zero-energy world, we'd see a decentralization of power, literally. Instead of relying entirely on large centralized power plants, communities would generate their own energy locally. This would make energy systems more resilient and sustainable, while also reducing energy costs in the long run. Ultimately, the path to a zero-energy world is about more than just reducing energy consumption. It's about rethinking how we produce, use, and distribute energy, and recognizing that renewable energy is the key to a more stable, equitable, and sustainable future for everyone. The shift won't happen overnight, but with each home, each community, and each jurisdiction taking steps towards zero energy, we move closer to a world that no longer relies on harmful, finite resources. As you consider your ZEB score, remember that transforming your home into a zero-energy building is more than just a personal achievement. It's a meaningful contribution to a sustainable planet. Every watt you generate is a watt for the world. Together, let's make a difference, one home at a time.